A region is a non-structural object that ELS uses to designate an arbitrary volume in space. The implementation of regions in modeling is highly flexible, as it allows the user to apply loads and pre-processing actions to an area in space independent of the final element mesh specification, so changes in mesh dimensions will not result in the loss of pre-processing data, as would be the case if pre-processing actions were applied directly to elements. In this video, we'll look at the different methods of creating regions in the ELS modeler and look at a simple example of using a region to introduce a weakening effect in a girder. To start with, we have the manual 8-node region and spherical region commands in the Ribbons Draw tab, which allow the user to draw regions simply by selecting the relevant coordinates. More importantly, ELS also allows a host of options to automatically create 8-node regions based on specific structural objects. Let's start by creating an 8-node region over an entire component. We'll simply select the component and go into the Additional Tasks menu, Region Action, and choose Generate 8-node region. Other options are also available in the same menu. Generate 8-node region over specific selected elements. Generate 8-node region on faces, and generate 8-node region over overlapping elements, which is available when multiple components are selected. While the use cases of the former methods may be self-evident, the regions over overlapped elements option may be used to later assign a rigid body to the region, and thus turning the elements within into a single element. This can make it easier to model complicated geometries or inclined structural components where overlapping elements might cause integrity issues. ELS also allows the user to convert a closed draft into an 8-node region by specifying the height. There's also the handy regions over segments of a hybrid polyline option, which makes it easier to create multiple 8-node regions following segments of a hybrid polyline. In the shown problem, the springs inside the bounds of the created regions were removed, and thus a crack was introduced. The regions feature lends itself well to the spring controller pre-processing action, so we'll use one such case to show the process of applying a pre-processing action to an 8-node region, since it is the same for all pre-processing actions. In this problem, we've selected some elements from the center of the girder and created an 8-node region over them. Next, we'll open the Spring Controller dialog box, create a new group, assign it to the region we've created, and assign the area adjusting Spring Controller action to it to reduce the reinforcement spring area by a factor of 0.7. We can see the difference in the girder deflection under a dynamic concentrated load between the two identical girders due to the application of the reduction factor to only one of them. The regions feature of ELS presents a powerful, versatile, and often necessary tool to apply pre-processing actions to structures, and it affords the user added flexibility in changing the mesh specifications in the later stages of the modeling process.